there's a hum. Soft, mechanical, almost rhythmic. Somewhere in a cold, metallic factory, at 3 in the morning, hundreds of robotic arms move in perfect harmony. Welding, lifting, assembling, never stopping, never sleeping. And while the world dreams, these machines keep working. Their precision is eerie, their rhythm hypnotic. It's the sound of progress, and maybe the sound of something else. Not long ago, these scenes belonged to the realm of science fiction. Now, they're real. From warehouses to hospitals, from battlefields to living rooms, robots are everywhere. But here's the real question. As machines rise to take over our labor, what becomes of us? What happens when the very thing that defined our purpose, our pride, our identity, becomes optional? Because make no mistake, we are entering an era unlike any before. An era where the boundaries between human and machine begin to blur, and our reflection in the mirror no longer feels entirely human. Robotics, the art of building machines that can sense, think, and act, isn't new. But what is new is how far it's come. 50 years ago, robots could barely move in a straight line. Today, they can perform surgeries with millimeter precision, explore Mars, and even write code that improves themselves. It's not just automation anymore, it's autonomy. Robots no longer just follow instructions. They learn from experience. They analyze their mistakes, refine their patterns, and evolve faster than any workforce in history. And that changes everything. This isn't a story about robots replacing humans. It's a story about what happens after they do, when we're forced to ask ourselves the hardest question of all. What does it mean to be useful in a world that doesn't need us to work? It began quietly. In the 1960s, General Motors introduced the first industrial robot, a simple mechanical arm that could lift and weld car parts. It was revolutionary, but it seemed harmless. People said, "It's just helping us, it can't think." But fast forward to today, and those helpers now drive cars, manage factories, trade stocks, analyze legal documents, even compose music. Every industry touched by automation has transformed manufacturing, agriculture, transportation, medicine, finance. Each robotic upgrade made life easier, but caused something else. Jobs, identity, stability. Some call it progress. Others call it displacement. Because as machines rise, human roles begin to vanish, slowly at first, then all at once. We wanted convenience. We built intelligence. But maybe, just maybe, we built something we weren't ready for. So how do these machines evolve so fast? It's not magic, it's data. Every movement a robot makes, every mistake it encounters, becomes fuel for its next decision. Sensors gather billions of micro-observations per second, feeding them into neural networks that analyze what worked and what didn't. In a sense, each robot is a student of the world, learning through trial and error at a speed we can't match. Where humans need years to master a craft, robots need minutes or less. Their teachers are algorithms. Their experience is infinite simulation. And unlike us, they never forget, never tire, never doubt. When intelligence is multiplied by tireless precision, the result isn't evolution, it's revolution. Walk into a modern warehouse, say, Amazon's fulfillment center, and you'll see a vast, glowing grid where hundreds of orange robots glide silently beneath towering shelves. Each knows exactly where to go, what to pick, and how to move in perfect synchronization. The result? Efficiency humanity has never achieved before, and fewer humans required. We once believed technology would make our lives easier. It did. But it also made some lives unnecessary. Automation has already replaced millions of jobs, from cashiers to drivers, from clerks to factory workers, and it's only the beginning. What's most haunting isn't the loss of income, it's the loss of identity. For many, work wasn't just a paycheck, it was purpose. It gave rhythm to the day, pride to the spirit, and meaning to existence. When machines take that away, what remains? Consider transportation. For more than a century, driving was a symbol of freedom. But now, self-driving vehicles promise a world where accidents vanish, efficiency soars, and traffic dissolves. Beneath that promise, though, lies quiet devastation. In the US alone, over 4 million people make their living driving trucks, taxis, deliveries. That's not just numbers. That's families. That's pride. That's identity. What happens when the car doesn't need a driver anymore? when going to work is no longer something you do, but something that happens without you. The same technology that saves lives also erases life. And that paradox, progress versus purpose, lies at the heart of robotics. Every innovation solves a problem, but creates a new one. Progress is never free. It asks for something in return. Maybe that's what makes this era so deeply human. Not the rise of machines, but our reaction to them. We stand on the edge of an era where the line between worker and observer fades. And deep inside, there's fear. The fear of being replaced, forgotten, irrelevant, but also hope. Because in every ending lies the seed of the beginning. What if this isn't the death of human work, but the evolution of it? What if by giving up repetitive labor, we finally make room for something greater? Creativity, empathy, imagination. Perhaps robots aren't here to steal our jobs. Perhaps they're here to set us free. There's something robots still can't do. They can't feel. They can simulate emotion, predict behavior, mimic empathy, but they don't understand it. They don't experience awe at a sunrise, or grief, or love, or wonder. They calculate, but they don't care. And that, for now, is our greatest advantage. Humanity's value isn't disappearing. It's shifting. From muscle to mind. From repetition to creation. From logic to meaning. Because, in the end, we are not just builders of machines. We are storytellers. And stories, unlike code, carry soul. In the next phase of robotics, machines won't replace us. They'll work with us. This is the era of cobots, collaborative robots designed to amplify human capability. They don't dominate. They assist. They handle dangerous, boring, or precise tasks, freeing us to focus on strategy, innovation, and art. Imagine a surgeon, guided by a robotic procedure, a farmer using AI drones to detect disease before it spreads, an architect sculpting virtual designs in partnership with intelligent systems. It's not man versus machine, it is a man plus machine, and together they can achieve what neither could alone. Yet even as machines free us from labor, they also take away structure. For centuries, work gave our lives rhythm and meaning. Without it, we're left with time, infinite, unstructured, demanding. And that can be terrifying. Humans crave purpose. When automation removes necessity, we must find purpose not in survival, but in creation. The future may no longer ask, "What do you do for a living?" It might ask, "What do you create for meaning?" And that shift from labor to purpose could be the most profound change of all. Take Japan, for example. Faced with an aging population and a shrinking workforce, Japan didn't fear robotics, it embraced them. In Tokyo's elder care homes, robots like Poirot, the therapeutic seal, comfort the elderly. In factories, humanoid robots handle precision tasks alongside humans. Even in restaurants, robotic chefs prepare ramen with perfect consistency. To Japan, robots are not replacements. They're companions, tools of compassion and continuity. And perhaps that's the key. Tefyo isn't about replacing humans. It is about redefining what it means to be human, in a world that builds with us, not against us. But there's a darker side. When machines learn faster than us, who controls them? When algorithms decide who gets hired, who gets loans, who gets healthcare, where does accountability go? Technology may be neutral, but the humans behind it are not. So the challenge ahead isn't just building smarter robots. It's building wiser humans. Ethics, empathy, and wisdom must evolve as fast as our machines. Because without conscience, progress becomes power, and power without compassion always ends the same way. We are not just coding robots, we are coding the moral DNA of our civilization. And yet, through every revolution, one truth remains. Humans adapt. Always have. Always will. When machines took over the fields, we built factories. When machines took over factories, we built networks. When AI takes over the networks, we will build something beyond imagination. Because the spirit of humanity doesn't live in labor, it lives in creation. We dream, we love, we fear, we hope. And that's something no algorithm can replicate. Maybe one day machines will surpass us in every measurable way, but they'll still look at us and never truly understand why we create. The hum of the machine grows louder. The world moves faster. And yet, in this whirlwind of progress, one question echoes louder than all. If robots can do everything, what will humans do? The answer isn't about work. It's about worth. Our value was never in how fast we could build, but in why we built. Robots can replicate our hands, our eyes, our speed, but not our soul. And maybe that's the beauty of it. Maybe the rise of robotics isn't the end of humanity, but the moment we finally rediscover what it means to be human. As the machines hum quietly through the night, somewhere, a human sits awake, not working, but thinking. And maybe that's how it all begins again. Not with a hammer or a code, but with an idea. Because when the world of work ends, the world of imagination begins. And in that world, the story of humanity isn't over. It's just getting started.